Okay, I tried to do this a moment ago and ran into some technical difficulties. Partly was my fault. Um, okay, I have a problem that I want to talk about that some other people may be interested in learning about how to deal with it. I do not have a solution yet. When I do come up with a solution, I'll probably post this up. So, okay, I'm a 69-year-old male and I'm married 49 years and worked all my life, never had a drug problem or um, drinking problem or anything like that, never been arrested and put in jail. I worked hard all my life and I paid into Social Security. So here's where the problem arises. Um, in 2020, I had for medical coverage, New Jersey Family Care. So I'm from New Jersey, and New Jersey Family Care was kind of for low income. So the reason that I was in low income was I was starting a new business and wasn't making money. And the reason I had to do that is because my other business, the state put me out of business. They sent the mafia after me, which sounds like a crazy story. They're laundering billions of dollars through New Jersey through bullshit contracts. I was doing government contracts and I reported it. Mm, that the New Jersey OAG, the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, and local division of local government decided they wanted to cover up their money laundering. I did not know they were laundering money. I just knew that they were blocking me out of contracts at the time, which were just happened to be my competition, happened to be a lot of mafia guys who Giuliani indicted in New York City, one of them. I was getting some threatening phone calls and stuff. I did not complain about the mob because I didn't want to be in court and be a witness against the mob because I figured they would kill me. So I complained about specific cities and towns throughout New Jersey. In fact, 6 counties in particular, and I filed complaints about them not wanting to take my bids or my quotes to sell my product. And to not make this story long, because this is about my Social Security, and I'm going to tell you how I wound up with no money, basically. And so out of that, um, when I filed the complaints, they told me I had to file them in each county. So I filed in every county that I figured, to start the ball rolling. And I picked 6 counties. And they were very populated counties in North Jersey, Middlesex, Bergen, Passaic, Essex, Union, just to name a couple of them. So I didn't get any answers from most of them, but I did get an answer from Middlesex. And the answer I got was that the Attorney General's office was rendering an opinion on the statute that required me to for them to take bids from my company. They were saying that and I was dealing with municipalities that they were setting up um, private entities, which government can't do, but okay. So they were rendering an opinion on this, was what they told it. So that stops my remedy to sue for not taking my contracts, not letting my company be allowed to bid or quote on any municipal stuff, being just blackballed out. So I can't sue because I filed the complaint and it comes back to the AG's office over rendering an opinion on those statutes, which was a complete lie. They were never rendering an opinion, and it's been 30 years. They still haven't rendered an opinion. They've been laundering billions of dollars through mafia guys since. In that, I tried to work around them, but eventually, after 10 years or so, they whittled down my average accounts of municipalities, which I mostly did, down to from 66 towns down to about 7 or 8. The mob guys would spread rumors, or they had somebody pretty much in every town who they could tell, don't take a quote from this guy, this company. Uh, so this caused me to lose my house and everything because there was a lawsuit. I filed a criminal justice complaint with the New Jersey AG's office, and they buried it. I went to the FBI, they buried it. I went to the U.S. Attorney General's office, they buried my complaint. No one ever gave me a letter stating that my complaint was that they looked into it and it was invalid because I asked them that, or that it was legal what they were doing. They just ignored me totally. I went to the Public Affairs Department of the Public Corruption Department of the state police. They made me sign an informant form, and they took all my evidence that I had, and they when I called back to find out any status, what happened was they just said, "Hey, it's secret, top secret, like you're not allowed to have the report number or anything like that." So I said, "Well, all I want is a letter that they looked into it and it's legal what they did." So 30 something years later, they've never done anything and they're stealing tax money and nobody cares. But that cost me everything I owned. It forced me out of business and basically into bankruptcy, um, which cost me to sell my house and everything. So as that's why I was on New Jersey Family Care. I had started a used car lot, trying to hustle cars, and just I didn't have enough money to do that and whatever. So now that you know my little stupid story, and if you're still on the video listening to it, because I'm already 7 minutes in, I went and when you turn 65, they can't be on New Jersey Family Care anymore. You have to go on Medicare. So you get Medicare A and Part B. You have to pay $174 a month for Part B. But during 2020 is when I turned 65, so they couldn't drop my insurance, the New Jersey Family Care. So what they did was they put me on Medicaid. So Medicaid pays 100% of everything, but I still have to pay the $174 a month out of my Social Security check because I went on Social Security when I was 65. So that's fine. It was a COVID emergency. So when the COVID emergency went over last year, they extended me till October with the Medicaid. So I went, obviously I went to social services and I asked, hey, what can I reapply for the Medicaid? So it turns out I don't qualify for Medicaid. So just to give you, my wife and my Social Security checks combined gross are under $2,000 a month. The threshold for someone to get on Medicaid if they're under 65 is $2,300 a month. So you would say, hey, well, I'm $300 or more under the threshold. But no, if you're over 65, they penalize you $500. So you can't have a gross income of over $750 to qualify for Medicaid. Well, not just Medicaid, that would be food stamps, housing assistance, kind of things, and like a lot of things. You don't qualify for anything, basically. So I'm like, what the heck is that? So anyway, I called Social Security and I can't get through to them. I called Social Services. There's nothing they can do. I called Medicare. So I found this out. If I was getting $300 less in our Social Security, I would qualify for everything, which is kind of weird because that $300 a month, certainly, I mean, I would get food money, I would get a lot of qualifications. You may say, hey, you're a lazy guy, or go get a job or something, but the state took everything from me. And trust me when I tell you, and they even tried to lock me up for reporting them with some fake sales tax bullcrap. Listen, when they want to get you and put you out of business and shut you up, they make sure you lose everything. Which my house that I owned for 22 years, which was the second house I owned, they made me lose. So that's why I have nothing. I was not a lazy guy. I worked very hard, but they ate up my money in legal fees and me fighting them over the years. So all that said and done, if I had 300 collected, $300 a month less, I could get I could get everything. So then I asked a Medicare person. I said, "Well, what if I just get rid of Medicare?" "Well, you have to call Social Security. You can opt out of Medicare." So I said, "Okay, that sounds good." So yeah, he says, "But if you opt out of Medicare, you have to pay them back every penny that they ever paid out." So I've been on Medicare since I'm 65. I got 4 years of medical. I mean, 69. Yeah, I'm on high blood pressure medication, and I'm on some other medications, and I also have to go to a heart doctor, so I have some heart medications, which is kind of expensive. So Medicare is Part A is just hospital, and that has a deductible. I think it's like $279, and then plus there's a copay. And there's only a certain amount they'll pay. So if you run out of money, they'll just throw you in hospice and morphine you to death. And if you get a Part B, is the medical for your doctor. There's like a $500 deductible, and then there's always a copay, which is fine. But since they take $174 a month out of me and my wife, that puts us in the $1,500 price range per month, which we qualify for nothing. So no one can live on $1,500 a month. I don't care who you are. And pretty much that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say they're murdering. I'm going to have to end the stream because I'm going to be getting company any second. Let me see if I can just share something with you really quickly. This is from the Jewish Mishna. It's their Talmud. And this is you can make it larger to read it. I can't read it here, so I'm just going to paraphrase. And basically, the point I want to get to is what they consider murder. So, in the Jewish Talmud faith, if you put somebody into a lake and hold their head underwater and they die, then that's murder. But if you throw them in a lake tied up and they can't get out, that's not murder because they died without you holding them down. They just couldn't get out of the water. Same thing if you tie somebody to a tree and you let them starve to death over 2 weeks. That's not considered murder. But if you hit them in the head with a rock and kill them, that's considered murder also. So the reason I mentioned that was because that's what um, that's what they're doing in the United States. They're kind of wearing people down. So the senior citizens can't get anything, so they can't get their medications or anything. So that puts them into they're killing them all slowly because they're locking them out of, but they're not doing it directly. And I just wanted to say that the world's kind of screwed up and it's doing that. Okay.